Welcome to Stitches in Time, the podcast discussing Doctor Who the way it was meant to be watched, in chronological order, one clip at a time, starting at the Big Bang and ending with the heat death of the universe. I'm Becca, the Matrix Archivist, and I spent the last 12 years of my life meticulously editing the entire televised Doctor Who universe into chronological order.
I'm Mandy, and my friends also monologue me getting lost in staircases.
Yeah, I think I've had that conversation with tons of people.
It's just you don't remember which flight you're on, and you call a friend, and they just say a little story about what you're doing.
Exactly. And our guest this week is a writer and podcaster currently recording the Good Chaotic podcast as Killsphere, a doomsday machine with a heart of gold. He can also be heard in the Game of Rassilon, as well as recent guest spots on Trash Compactor, a Star Wars podcast, TARDIS Rubbish, a Doctor Who podcast, and something called Stitches in Time? Please welcome Michael Nixon.
Hi. Sorry in advance. Just getting it right out of the way.
Oh no. What?
Oh, I just mean to your audience.
Oh, just in general, or
yeah. I'm sure everybody's gonna find something, and I want to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nixon, no relation.
Thank goodness.
It's a bad coincidence.
At least you're not a Trump. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I have to say the last couple of years have been fantastic. Because now Nixon's like the second worst president ever. So
Right.
Yeah,
good to
I
go.
will say Nixon is the best president to have to write a report on, and particularly if you have like a word count that you got to fill. That was the one that I picked in middle school history class. I was like, I'm gonna write on Nixon because I know I got plenty to work with.
Which weird thing about him did you fixate on in that report?
I think really all of the debate stuff and kind of the
Yes.
origin of like
Mhm.
television debate and him not wanting to wear makeup.
Yes.
We would have had a lot more of Nixon had he just put on foundation.
Yeah. If he was slightly less intrinsically homophobic, he could have probably had more time in the chair. Yeah. This is true. Being
That's why-
homophobic.
That's why
it's a
homophobes
problem.
are so ugly.
This is what we're
It's
talking
just
about.
they refuse to wear any makeup, and it's like,
Mhm.
bruh, just do it.
Yeah.
Just look cute.
Yeah.
And like, if you turn into a woman, that's okay too.
Yeah, that was actually my
happened to me.
thesis statement in my concluding paragraph.
Had Nixon merely powdered his jowls, she'd be living large in Loma Linda.
And
Yeah.
none of us would have rights.
Yeah. Not even me. No. Mhm.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm Italian. They would have gotten all the way down to us. Like, that's how much terror would have reigned. Yeah.
Amazing.
At some point, we should talk about 5 seconds of Doctor Who, right?
Yeah, today
No,
we're talking...
we have like a full like 50 seconds. We got 10
craziest part
times the
is-
amount of normal.
Yeah, I would say a rare occurrence for your podcast, being an avid listener, is we get to talk about a complete story this time. It just happens to be like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, since we could test that avid listener knowledge.
Uh-oh.
Did any of you happen to see the news I sent Becca? I sent it to you on TikTok. They're turning Teeth into a musical.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
They heard us and they were like, well, we know the hot new thing. It's not Doctor Who.
Yeah. Honestly, it being a musical is probably the best way to get me to watch it. Like, that's...
Are the Teeth gonna sing?
I hope so.
Okay.
I really want it to be like a Little Shop of Horrors type thing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, one Audrey and Audrey
just
too,
big
but they're the same
puppets.
person, but some other stuff going on. Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to see the costuming where like one person is playing the human body and then they just like do a handstand and the other person is then like right side up and does their part.
Yeah. Is like Guar gonna handle effects? Like, what are we doing here? What's the plan on this?
Yeah, it premiered this year off Broadway.
Oh.
It's the same lyricist as the person who did A Strange Loop.
Oh.
Okay.
So like he got money
I'm actually getting interested in this now.
and was like, you know what I'm gonna do?
Get weird with
Castration
it.
vulva.
Respect. Yeah.
Sadly, that makes me a little bit less interested. I did not love A Strange Loop. It was fine. It was fine. I saw it.
I know it only by a poster. I've seen that on a poster.
Yeah.
Contrary to everything we've said so far, today we're talking about The Witch is Familiar, but specifically the black and white bits where Missy's telling a story about Peter Capaldi fighting some invisible androids. Or not necessarily Peter. She's talking about the Doctor.
I really love how this episode just kind of goes for it of like, it don't matter which doctor this is. You've been seeing a bunch of them. All out of order, all in different ways. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Which I think, so this is the question I had most, that like my first sort of like question about this clip is Missy's voiceover is like,
It was a long time ago. Doesn't matter which face he was wearing, they're all the Doctor to me. So let's give it to the eyebrows.
and I'm like, you're just telling a story with your mouth. Or are you aware that you're on a television show called Doctor Who? And like, that this will be filmed?
I think she had puppets, maybe.
She is telling the story to someone. And the someone she's telling the story to has witnessed regeneration and understands the process. So
True.
canonically,
Yeah.
oh god, I'm already getting annoying.
I know that like what she means Capaldi because he has the most eyebrows, but she didn't say the one with the most eyebrows. She just said with eyebrows. So that's just everyone but Matt Smith.
Well, it would really give the ghost away if she was like, well, give us the incumbent actor currently playing the role of Doctor Who, please. Thank you. It would be, you know.
It would be amazing if it was just like, it's John Pertwee, fuck you. Like, just...
Figure it out.
Yeah. At this point, they could have just thrown Richard E. Grant in there and been like, oops. Oh, how'd this happen? Oh, you know, screw it. I mean, I'm shocked it's not another David Tennant at this point. So
That's fair. David Tennant has played most of the Doctors.
a shocking fraction. Yes.
Like
yes.
a full 25% of the Doctors have been David Tennant.
Yeah. Yeah. So far.
So far. Yeah.
They're gonna make him like the Fugitive 2. We're not done.
Oh yeah. We're not sure how many incarnations there were like pre-Hartnell. So maybe like 7 more of those dudes are also David Tennant.
Yeah, there's two
actually-
David
they're-
Tennants in between some of the Morbius guys. There's actually 2 separate additional Tennants in there. They just never told us about it. No.
Wow.
Again,
Yeah.
I think Matt Smith is the Morbius guy.
Oh, 2 different. This is weird when we have cause to talk about 2 different Morbiuses.
I mean, you gotta give it to in a rare case, you gotta give it to Big Finish. They advertised their new Morbius content with the actor who's voicing Morbius just turning to camera and going, it's Morbin time. And you're like, they know it. They're onto it. Okay.
And then Sony sued them to oblivion.
They didn't notice. It's fine.
BBC's not worth suing. They don't have any money.
Sony co-owns Bad Wolf, so they're technically a co-owner of Doctor Who now anyway, so the joke's on them. Like, haha. Okay, so this is simultaneously like a great 5 seconds of Doctor Who, but also, it must be said, maybe the cheapest 5 seconds of Doctor Who they could pull off.
Yeah,
Invisible androids, the worst laser effects I've ever seen in history. Even just like black and white, so they just have to have like 2 spotlights in a room and they are rocking. Like, veering back onto the topic.
No, totally.
I want to know, related to that, like, we're never on the topic, Michael. That's the show.
I love the show. I listen to the show. I just can't help myself. I foolishly took notes. It was a huge mistake. I have regrets. Yeah.
I want to know the writer that was like, oh, I want to have him going androids. We can't afford androids. Invisible androids.
Okay, so
perfect.
Becca has helpfully put the credits on the screen. And it's Stephen Moffat, would you believe it? A guy who's known for believing all the doctors are one person. So he's already doing that, which is great. And also a notoriously budget conscious guy. So yeah, it's episode 2. He's got a lot of other stuff to do.
That's why they keep bringing him back.
Yeah, they had to buy like 50 pairs of Ray-Bans instead of a new sonic screwdriver this season. So they had to save some money. And Peter Capaldi was like, I need a new guitar every time I have a guitar. These are the rules. I just strictly enforce them.
Yeah.
Respect.
No, that's for real. I do like that they at least put some of the budget into the location wherever they were. I'm sure they just found a castle somewhere and they're just like, stairs. Because they've got castles.
That's the thing.
Over there.
Like, I feel like it's pretty cheap to just find some cool 400-year-old stairs in England in a way that it is not here.
Yeah, they could have shot this like during Heaven Sent for all we know.
That's probably Stephen Moffat's house. Like,
yes, also true. Yeah. No, they shot that like it's one of the BBC castles. They just have.
Oh, sure. Yeah. There are a dime a dozen over there.
Yeah. Buying British castles. It's the BBC. That's what they do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Checks out.
Yep.
Also, just to be pedantic for a bit, especially as
you. That's me. Okay.
Specifically against you, Michael. As we have been working our way through this and actually have watched 5-second clips. This clip is 51 seconds. So that's like almost a full minute. That's
a full episode.
Yeah, it's a full episode.
With credits, it would be a minute 30. So, yeah.
True.
Wow, I'm fucking schooled right. Holy shit. You just blew my hair back. I'm really sorry.
Mic drop.
Yeah, you don't know how good you have it.
Just writing a note here. I suck.
I do like that Ben specifically came on as our first guest to talk about a 4-second clip of The Lie of the Land. And I was like, Ben, do you want to do more? Like, because we record a couple of these in a row. And they were just like, no. I just want to. I think it would just be funny to do one clip that's 4 seconds long. Fair.
Yeah.
That's true.
I should just, you know what? I'm done. You two have fun on the other episodes we were going to do. Yeah.
Becca just kicking Michael off the podcast.
I mean, if that's what's happening, okay. I respect that.
All right. Well, I'll say, Michael, that we'll finish out this episode, but let's play it by ear, see if you're like really, if we want to ever invite you back for another episode.
Understood.
Yeah, we should maybe finish recording this one, though. There's still more. There's so many more things. There are teleporters. He's got a little watchy guy.
Yes.
He's got
He went
a
to
little watchy
McDonald's
guy.
and got the Happy Meal toy for Spy Kids 3, and he's wearing that now.
Now, I wonder if is it the oh my god, I'm forgetting the name. The thing that Jack Harkness has. Vortex manipulator. Is that a vortex manipulator that he has?
Well, it's not that prop. It looks like some shit off of Clock Stoppers. It's very bad. It looks like a
It does,
tack light
actually.
with some gaff tape.
I just a delightful thing of the way that Becca has shown me the proper way to watch Doctor Who and Stitches in Time. I don't have to know who Jack Harkness is.
Oh, that's a gift. You're gonna have a bad 2000s when you get there.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, canonically, I don't know who he is yet. I'm in heaven.
Well,
I will say the longest single clip in the entire stretch of the show is Torchwood Miracle Day. Because it's like, because the first, like, I think 8 episodes of that 10 episode story take place over the course of like 2 or 3 days.
yeah, in like the 18 whatevers or something, right?
Oh yeah, there's like some that's like in the early 20th century. I mean, honestly, when we get, it's going to take us forever to get through like the 1970s. And then also 2008 through like 2010 is going to be just like so many spin-offs, so much going on.
A lot of kids, a lot of robot dogs, a lot of fucking. This is weird.
Hopefully not all in the same room.
No. 3 very separate studios who do not talk to each other. No.
Except for in Stolen Earth and Journey's End.
But they're very careful not to put any of the kids on the TARDIS.
True.
At the same time, you know what? Moving on.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
That's not this. 51 seconds. Thank you, Becca.
Thank you, Michael. I feel like the teleporter thing, charging it with the way that he does, essentially the point of the story.
He uses the energy wave from the android weapons to recharge the teleport bracelet, and at the exact moment he's supposed to disintegrate, he actually teleports.
I feel like that foreshadows the fact that we should just never trust that anyone is disintegrated, ever.
Yes.
Like, we'll just assume that they teleported away in the last nanosecond. You know, so I think that should be our mentality going forward.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spoil hundreds of years of Doctor Who for you, but that does happen a lot. It's lot true. Of the time, they're just like, I got better.
Yeah, it's good rules unless you see a body that might come back, which is a good reminder of we were very worried about the fish that is also River Song and thinking that Foot was going to crush her. Yes. And we didn't see it happen. It was just heavily implied.
Well, that makes me very glad that Puddle Toon is safe. I was concerned. I love the name scheme conversation, so I had to contribute one. Come on. Symphony Waterfall. I
also love how much we've talked about River Song on this podcast, but still have not seen Alex Kingston's face.
No. She wrote a note. She was a fish.
Mm-hmm. This sounds like the appropriate amount of build up to River Song, frankly. So
yeah. True. There's a lot of mythos. It's like mostly mythos with her, I feel like.
Well, I know the main thing with her is spoilers. So if there's ever a thing that I'm confused by, I have to assume watching Doctor Who that it's just River Song and it'll come up later.
Yeah.
True. This is the first time we're seeing Peter Capaldi's face. We've heard his voice a couple times. And like, so this is like the first time we're seeing the 12th Doctor, but also it's not necessarily really the 12th Doctor, like, anyway, so.
Yeah, it might as well be that guy who narrated those documentaries we watched earlier.
I mean, it is, I don't want to spoil that. Never mind.
Yeah, speaking of people who have played way more than their fair share of roles in the Doctor Who universe, Peter Capaldi's in this.
Yeah, he's gonna be in one of your dreadful Torchwood stretches too. Everybody forgets.
Everybody forgets
Mr. Frobisher.
John Frobisher.
John named for a penguin. A man named for an American penguin.
Which sadly we won't talk about Frobisher
Ever.
at all.
Not even one time.
Oh, why is that?
Never was on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless Russell T Davies decides, like, hey, season 3, we're sticking Penguin in there.
I was just gonna say, we're finally in an era of Doctor Who present day where the show could actually afford a shape-shifting penguin wearing a fedora. Like, they could probably afford him. And they'd cast, like, I don't know, Jason Segel now, because they're just got Americans on speed dial from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. So.
Next time that they put Happy Feet on BBC America, we can watch that.
Perfect.
Great.
Becca, can you just edit a fedora onto one of them?
Well, we do the thing where we tape it to the TV and we drink every time it matches.
Oh, I love that.
Perfect.
Yes, that's great. I like that. Frobisher's Follies. Who's invented something? I don't know.
I like it. I'm in favor. Yeah, the invisible androids, I am kind of surprised that they didn't have, like, some kind of costume item floating around the BBC storage unit. Like,
you know what's way sicker than spending money on any of that? That shit from Predator.
True.
They're very big on, like, oh, there's 50 of them, but we
There's
just
like
need
two.
one.
There's like
you
two
can't
tops.
even afford to get multiple little waves. I want to see the entire background be blurry.
I mean, they shot this like during a lunch break. Is how this was. There's no way there was a call sheet for this. Like, it just didn't happen. They were like, Peter, we've got 5. Get in here.
Yeah.
But first, can you put the scarf on and run in the background?
Yep.
They
And then
were
we'll take it
shooting a
off.
lot of, like, Kate Stewart, Clara Oswald, Ingrid Oliver scenes. Osgood. Sometimes I can't think of people's names.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So I think while they were, like, putting all their effort in there, like, hey, Peter Capaldi showed up today. Let's
We gotta keep him busy.
let's get a camera guy and a PA to drive him to the some castle somewhere and just do something. I don't know.
Take him to one of the BB castles. The British Broadcasting castles, and do some BBC. I don't know. He just shows up in the costume. They're his clothes, so he's ready to go. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that's just how Peter Capaldi dresses.
Okay, so actual fact. There's I think it's like 2012. It's before he took the role of Doctor Who. He did a documentary on Scottish art, and it's like a 2 or 3 part thing. Anyway, he's dressed in the outfit. He's got like a purple 3-piece suit thing going on. It's the exact cut he would go on to wear as Doctor Who.
Oh my God.
So you can just watch this Scottish art doc as like, this is the 12th Doctor who's reading me a Robert Burns poem? Okay, let's go. All right. Why is the 12th Doctor waiting for a train and looking hot as fuck?
Well, after he did the nature documentary, he had other things to do. Got hired on for some other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a weird amount of sense. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was just the actual Doctor.
Yeah.
Just showing up in our reality for
yeah,
a
it's like when
second.
Jodie Whittaker became the actual Doctor during lockdown. Like, like she had the suit and she just inhabited. They had to like scan her and make sure she didn't have a second heart for a chunk of that, you know? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty easy for her to wind up being dressed as the Doctor because it is just a t-shirt and some capri pants.
She had the coat. She
did that with the coat,
Coat,
yes.
so It was more than just.
Which I can tell you from the only Doctor I've ever cosplayed as. That coat's fucking expensive.
Well,
I don't
not
think she
when
paid for it.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. But I'm saying
She stole it from
Yeah,
set.
not when you stole it. Exactly. Not when you snuck it out in like a bag and like rolled it out. You know?
Yeah.
Do you think she snuck it out, or do you think she just walked out with it on and just like, if you don't mention it?
She showed the psychic paper to a guard. And was like, it's fine. And then just like left.
This is just a blank sheet of. Oh, I gotcha.
Right.
The sheet just says, "I wore this coming in."
She just printed out the Ron Swanson "I can do whatever I want" thing and put it in there, and it's like, I can do whatever I want, the Doctor. And anyone at the BBC is like, yeah, she's a national treasure. Shit. Okay.
I feel like that is something that like Tom Baker probably did, and like they're just like at this point the BBC is just like, yeah, we can't, we don't really have a choice. We just have to do whatever they say. Anyone who's ever played the Doctor, just let him wander around, whatever.
We can't stop them. We keep trying, but
yeah. As happened in the famous documentary, The Five-ish Doctors reboot.
Exactly. That completely non-fictional documentary.
Mm-hmm. I don't really have much else for this episode, but I feel like we've been talking for a good chunk about, well, not about this episode.
No, we stayed on topic. Yeah,
we did stay on topic. I'm happy with the amount of on-topic discussion we've had, and to be clear, I'm also happy with the amount of off-topic discussion we've had.
It's the balance of life.
Mm-hmm. Michael, can I ask you?
No.
How did you get introduced to Doctor Who?
Oh,
what are you fucking doing here?
You invited me? Okay, so my intro to Doctor Who story is. I hesitate to say pretty funny because that seems presumptuous, but it is pretty funny. Like if I heard it from somebody else, I wouldn't believe them. So in high school, I was sitting in art class, minding my own business, sculpting some weird goth shit. I don't know, annoying the art teacher probably. And one of the other kids in there, he was like, have you ever watched Doctor Who? You seem like the kind of weirdo who would like Doctor Who. Like he was trying to make a dig at me. Like he was attempting bullying.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know what that is. You are the loser here. Goodbye. And so weeks later, it's late at night. I'm watching TV. I'm flipping through the guide. And on one of the PBS stations is Doctor Who. And I'm like, oh, I remember that guy in class being a dick about that. I should check this out. So I clicked it. And it's the opening of Castrovalva when Tom Baker turns into like a goo guy, and then a slightly gooey Peter Davison, and then Peter Davison, and then Peter Davison with completely different hair because he got a haircut between. Anyway. So for the longest time, I thought like the natural state of a Time Lord was the goo guy. Like I thought like the Doctor was like reverted to some embryonic form and then like recrystallized as a weird little guy.
I gotta make clear, the only bit of Castrovalva we have seen is the Big Bang, so I don't know anything Castrovalva, but hearing that there's an embryonic goo guy really confirms what I think is gonna be in there.
You're gonna love the goo guy. I gotta tell you.
The goo guy is really good.
He's pretty great. He has never been explained, doesn't make sense to hardened decades in Doctor Who. I cannot, as someone who loves Doctor Who, my best explanation is he's a guy. He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Yeah, exactly. He watches. He's a watcher.
Sometimes he walks into Tom Baker's entire body. Like, don't worry about it.
It's hard being goo.
It's really tough looking like David Bowie in the Ashes to Ashes video left out in the sun for too long. It's a hard life looking like the Pierrot man but ice cream. Tough. It's tough. Yeah. That's my explanation for the Watcher. It's David Bowie from the Ashes to Ashes, but left out in the sun too long.
I mean, I like that. I like that a lot. Michael, where can people find you on the socials?
I'm still regrettably on most of the socials media at Michael Nixon. Unfortunately an early adopter, and will never escape. We will be launching Good Chaotic, the new podcast, relatively soon. Stay tuned. We're on the various socials at Good Chaotic Pod, but not X. Fuck that guy.
Sure.
We're not doing it. Yeah, I play an AI. I'm not going to help an AI. Anyway, yeah, so check out Good Chaotic.
It's job security. You want to be the only one.
Yeah, I want to eliminate the competition. Yeah, we at the time of recording this, we just recorded our first few episodes, and it's going to be really fun. I think we're going to have a great time.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Enough about me. Where can people find you? You're both pretty great. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess we are.
You can find us at pre-recorded message.
Enjoy this pre-recorded message, everyone. Bye.
Just cassette tape noise.
No, we do mostly just have stuff for Stitches in Time. I don't know if we've ever actually said where we are personally.
That's true. I don't want to be doxxed by Disney.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit. Oh no.
So we do not exist. Do
I'm
not find us.
Mark. New guy. That's my name. Mm-hmm.
Except for that, we are at Who Stitched, but I keep tagging Mandy and stuff.
So you're just like Disney. Get her.
Yeah.
Let me. Hey, I don't even know her. Get her. I don't know her. Yeah, that's your legal defense, Becca. I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah. And if the powers that be are listening to this podcast,
No, they're not.
my name is Donald Trump, and if you have any copyright violations to charge against me, that is my legal name, and go for it.
You can send your complaints to hello@homegoods.com.
I don't know why I still laugh at this joke. Thanks for listening to Stitches in Time. Music by Becca the Matrix Archivist. Art by Mandy Ukendo. Logo by Ben Patton. Find us on the web at www.stitchesintie.me. Stitches in Time, but with a dot in the middle of the word time. Yeah, I mean, this is the podcast for big floofs.
Looking at a cat. Ooh, hello.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought he was doing. He's
I wanna
not
be a
our special
star.
guest.
Oh, I disagree.
Michael Nixon, our only slightly less special than our regular special guest.
Michael Nixon,
Mandy's
the
cats.
cat summoner.
That both of those are true. Yeah.
He's traveling by teleporter.
Okay, I have my food off to the side, and that is what this boy is after, so I'm gonna take care of that, and we can continue doing a podcast.
My cat is also doing some crazy shit, but she's doing it off camera, which is very nice of her.
Now I feel like I'm missing out.
She's just up on
It's
two
nap
legs,
time.
looking behind a speaker, living. I don't know.
Unfortunately, his teleporter is out of power.
Yeah, I really gotta love, and I'm gonna have to say it in a minute because one of the cats has decided that he wants to beat his litter box. I don't even think he's shatting it. I think he's just kicking it to bother me. It's a really, Michael, I do think that you are the cat summoner because they're normally not like this.
Hey, chill out. Relax. That usually works.
Oh, it's DiGiorno. It's because he has anxiety poops.
Oh, he's got
He's
a delivery.
he's really weird about needing to like make sure everything is hidden.
Also unfortunate, he's being stalked by, say, about 50 android assassins.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
That's not this. 51 seconds. Thank you, Becca.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Mandy.
I helped.
Thanks, DiGiorno.
He finally finished pooping.
Good for him.
What a good boy.
The invisible, indestructible android assassin.
Sorry, I'm having to bother my cat until he stops trying to be near me. I just have to hold him weird, and then he stops being near me.
This is the one advantage of my lady cat, is that she's extremely territorial, so she just sort of sits out of arm's reach of me at all times, just sort of looking at me like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm here. You're here. I know. I don't.
I acknowledge your existence, and it continues purely by my permission.
My old cat, too, Robocops, was like that.
Oh. My lady cat, Eddie, has reached a new phase of gremlinhood where she even sort of shouts in her sleep. So she'll just sort of be like sleeping on the ground and still go like, yeah, at me. I'm like, she's dreaming of hating me. It's incredible.
Amazing.
Chester has figured out that clawing at my butt and feet wakes me up, and he's really hopeful I'll get food for him.
Mm-hmm. That's my first cat, named William Hartnell, funny enough. His method of waking me up in the morning was he would get really, really close to my ear right while I was sleeping very comfortably. And then he'd go, "Meow." Right in my... Oh! Oh my god! And that was, yeah.
No, Chester just bites my ass.
Okay, that is, I guess, worse. Yeah, it's worse. Mm-hmm. You raise some interesting points.
And then he'll do it right at the time that, like, my alarm is going off anyway. And it's like, well, now I don't want to get up because I'm reinforcing the behavior.
I don't like that. You can't, like, negatively reinforce. I do, in fact, have to wake up now. Yeah, it's not good. There has to be some way to tell a cat, I'm not doing this because of you. I'm doing it in spite of you. I want to...
Yeah.
There just isn't yet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The Doctor then, surrounded, outnumbered, outgunned, and freeze.
I want to get a dog. That was an unrelated thought.
Disgusting.
I'm sorry.
I thought we were friends, but I don't know. No.
Apparently not. Yeah, now I'm going to have to beg you to come back onto this podcast. The tables have turned.
There has been an arc. We did it.
We did it.